The thing that you want most in life is to become yourself, is to become your authentic self. And we don't always know how that's going to turn out when we come into the world. And it could take you a long time to figure that out. But until you do, you're not really living the life you're supposed to have. So I'm going to do that today. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. I posted something about your unique purposes within you. And we've heard that so much. But how do we know? And we might compare ourselves to everyone else and think, my life doesn't look like theirs. How do I find mine? And I did that most of my life. And today I get to change that. I'm Roger Burnley, if you don't know me, and I've been a coach and for a long time, but also a channel or a messenger for Wilhelm. That was the universal consciousness that I began accessing in 1989. And I say universal consciousness because that's what it was for me. Everyone will have their different ideas about that. You might call it God. You might call it all that is. I don't know. Whatever you might call it, this is what it was for me. It was a universal consciousness, and I didn't understand it. And that's what I am talking about today. But today I do understand it. And so that's what I can give you. So on my site, you will see a video that I did. It's just a short video that I recorded to kind of explain this a little bit, but there's more there, and it is this. As I said, your authentic self is your unique purpose. Again, we may not get there right away, and I didn't for sure. But here are the messages that I published actually 2 years ago, in 2024, but also it includes a channeling session that was held a year before. But the most important thing is this. And as you open it, you'll see this message that began everything on this date, February 19th, 1989. Yes, it is indeed wise for you to realize how powerful you are and also to acknowledge the innate benevolence of your being. You seem to consistently maintain a subtle fear that somehow you would use your power in an ego-oriented way to the detriment of others. The truth for you is exactly the opposite. For the more you gain, you give away. The anger you sense or hostility at times, as you have also been aware of, is not only directed at others, but merely a reflection of your inner frustration with the intellectual knowledge of your power and your simultaneous restriction of that power, which causes friction. It is everyone's power to do with as they please, and your individual way is becoming more clear and purposeful for you. Be careful of the instilled limitations which would not have you own your worth. Relax and enjoy. Yeah, I didn't do that. That was a little difficult because I couldn't understand who I was. And so today I had to explain it because I had to search like we all do. I said, how did I know this? How have I done all of this throughout my life? And so I did some research and it came up. I'd done it quite before, a lot of it before, but now you will be able to read it, and so more people will understand why I'm making changes, because I've not been honoring myself, and that's what I'm going to do. And it explains what these messages were, and I've said often that I uncovered the order of the universe, and that's what I was doing. That's what I was documenting year after year. And there's another, the messages also show something else, which you will see as well, because I put that in because I wanted everyone to have it. But these are all the things that I moved through in my life, all kinds of healing, everything, and it just happened over time. And then I was told that when I had this analyzed a couple of years ago, they were saying this is consciousness raising. This is over the years. How could I be 75 and have all these things change? And they said, that's what's in this work. And they said, it's the most sophisticated consciousness-raising system ever developed in history that we've ever seen. It took me a while to accept that or believe it. And then I knew most people wouldn't believe it, because when we haven't seen something done before, it's challenging. And we will continue to suffer in different ways when we won't own ourselves or take the available path in front that would lead us to where we're supposed to go. Because I was told 5 years ago, take the path of least resistance, do this work. I wasn't doing that. And then there was a message that I was given, which might make sense for you today. It was 3 years ago, again, I believe. It says, accepting this, 2 years ago, accepting this message could change your life and the world. And I thought that's not possible. And then again, it was verified. Why? If you can heal, why wouldn't anybody else? Everyone else. Why couldn't that happen? We won't want to, because that means moving through the barriers, moving through the blockages that we all have. And I certainly had them. And that's what this particular, but I put those messages up here as well. I just noticed these weren't on the site, but I'll add them. That's the other thing. When you are not doing what you shouldn't do things that you don't have the really expertise of doing. And I didn't put this up. Anyway, I needed an assistant. Yes, we did give you the order of the universe through our messenger, but he had difficulty believing us as well. And I did, because I couldn't have seen this. I didn't know why I was able to answer anyone's question. I didn't know why I knew what was happening in our world now, because all of it was given to me. And then you will go through and you will see that there's a message in order. I'm just going to scroll through because I just have to show it to you. And it was in 2020, because in 2020 I knew the world was changing, and that's when I started shifting. And it was this. Your success is still inevitable if you just do it. Yes, we wanted all those words in the title. There are certain days when Roger has more difficulty allowing our communications to come through because he is simultaneously judging himself. When we gave him and you the sentiments of this title of the message several times, but you each resist change, especially Roger. The only reason any of you do not accomplish what you desire in your lives is a lack of belief. As you know, Roger has spoken of a program he wanted to create for years. He felt it was in his destiny, but what he envisioned did not exist in precisely the manner he wanted, so he doubted he could do it. Then Roger conveniently found every excuse as to why he couldn't accomplish his goal until yesterday. Someone offered him the very help he needed, and now Roger was confronted with the real possibility of putting his vision to the test. The only way he will know is if he does it. You are each doing the same thing. As you study this message again, you will find your lack of belief, and whether or not you want to change, that will be in your hands. And that's it. You'll see all of it, and I'll put that other one up as well. Again, I had to be completely honest and acknowledge this. I didn't know I had done this. I couldn't have explained it. Even when I started channeling, which is not something I was going to do, and I kept messing up things because I couldn't own this. I kept messing up things in so many different ways, usually financially, because I couldn't own this. People told me this is the best thing ever. People should be paying a lot of money for it. Well, now I'll change that, because that's what I'm changing tomorrow. Or when I have someone to help me get everything changed. That's what it's going to change. And I'm saying it today because I can't live like this anymore at 75 years old. I have to own this. And I know that it was given to me. It says this is the greatest contribution to human consciousness that we've seen. So I'm going to start owning that, as I want you to own what you have. All right, I'll see you soon.